Welcome to our word for the week, Pastor Kuski from St. Matthew. Men typically are notorious for this, at thinking that they're going to find the right way, maybe the only way, without the directions. And then, of course, they might have to admit, even though that they won't, that somebody else is going to get them where they need to be with the correct directions. That's kind of the way it was for Jesus. Jesus was being told, you got to get out of here. One of the rulers that didn't like him is after you, but Jesus said, nope, I'm sticking around. In fact, Jesus knew that there was only one way for him to proceed in order to be the Savior, in order to face the music, to face the evil, finally to be arrested, put to death by the people who were after him. That was the way that he ultimately would overcome the sin, the evil, the death, everything that we face for us. That's something that we want you to keep in mind, hopefully even to tune into this coming weekend. That when you think about some of the things that you'd rather not face, as far as sometimes needing to be saved from yourself, from the way that you want to give help, but ultimately you can't because of your sinfulness, because of your helpfulness, that you have to rely on others, finally, that you got to rely on God. We don't like that way. Our pride sometimes gets in the way. Or sometimes the other way, in which God would have us take some of the responsibility on ourselves, to take up the crosses that he gives us to bear, the hardships, sometimes the humility of saying that there's not enough of us, that we need more of him, and then for us to follow him in that way. We don't want to go that way either. But again, Jesus is the way. He's the truth. He's the life. And so when we see him set the direction, when we see him taking up his cross in order to save us from the shame or the directions that we don't want to follow his way, then the way becomes clear. Then he opens the way. And then he leads us to be on the way with him, so that we'll take up those crosses, so that we'll have his cross working for us in our lives. Again, we hope that you can join us again this weekend, either online or in person. Our live stream is on Sundays at 9 a.m. You can follow that anytime afterwards. Or even join us in person on Saturday night at 5:30. God bless.